is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland.
His name is Alan, and he's giving stuff away.
All right, the great Craig Ferguson has left his tomb and is going back out on the road. Craig Ferguson doing Sunday, November 3rd at the world-famous Agora. Go to agoracleveland.com for the details. They just announced the show yesterday, so I'm not sure if the tickets are on sale yet or if you're getting these before they do go on sale. Either way, 2 for you this fall. Craig Ferguson. Very funny. Caller 10-216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The poor air quality.
Oh, the air quality is bad?
It's bad.
That's been a complaint about this thing for a decade.
The more exposure folks have,
The Alan Cox Show
the more likely it is that they'll be sick.
on 100.7 WMMS.
Are they still figuring out their technical difficulties there in New York?
From what I understand, yeah.
Okay. Got one of those bad air quality alerts this morning. Those wildfires are still burning in British Columbia. And so it's obviously blowing all that stuff down here and incrementally makes its way to Ohio. So, summer's underway. Hot day outside, right? People are at their public pools.
They're still working on my pool. I think today is the day they kind of get it all together, and I think they're going to fill it with water finally.
They're working on the pool.
Yeah, they had to paint it. They had to do a lot of repairs on it. So they're getting it all ready, and it should be open by this weekend.
Oh, I thought they were going to have that ready for.
Well, I thought they were too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of unhappy people in the building that didn't have the pool ready for.
Did people
Memorial
write
Day
strongly
weekend.
worded letters to management?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many old people. Of course they did.
Have you seen the sign in the parking garage here about the
Yes.
elevator?
Yeah.
It's great. They have so management puts a sign in kind of the entrance to this building from the parking garage or the entrance
Yeah, a little
to this
vestibule
floor.
there.
Yeah, a little vestibule. There you go. Where we scan our security cards or whatever. And it says, elevator not working, blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody wrote in black Sharpie, this is bull shrimp. And at the bottom, I have to assume one of the residents.
Yeah.
And it says, I've contacted
News Channel 5.
News Channel
5 on your side.
Yeah, 5 on your side. We'll say they'll get it fixed. Then we'll see if it gets fixed. That is funny, though, because that to a lot of people, that's the only recourse they have. They go, hey, as soon as this gets on television, then people will really start to move. Now, I don't watch Channel 5, but so I don't know if 5 has gotten on their side yet.
Well, seems like not yet, but maybe soon.
Maybe they will.
Or maybe they'll get the elevator fixed before they can even have the story. So
Right.
you never know.
Well, we don't use the elevator, so that don't befront me.
Yeah.
But people who live upstairs, and again, it's all residences above us here at 668 Euclid, and I always think that this building is taller than it is. They're putting up a 24-story apartment building next to us that they're just putting the finishing touches on. Our building is not that tall. I always think that ours is much, much taller, but I'm not standing there looking up. And I've never been upstairs.
My sister used to live up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Upstairs in this building?
In this building.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Before there were even people living down here, probably.
I mean,
this building, I feel like, was one of the first kind of
it was
forays into downtown apartments, yeah?
for this generation, yeah.
Was that true?
I mean, I don't know. She just lived here. There seemed to be it was before the grocery store and everything.
Right.
So it was kind of a pain in the butt. The only thing that was great about it was her husband at the time worked for the Cavs, so he could walk to work every day, which he really liked that. Other than that, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Why did she live down here?
That's because he worked for the Cavs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Not as a single lady.
No.
Down here.
Before they had their kid.
Yeah.
And they were just downtown living life.
Living it up, baby. Right.
Yo, Alan. Hey, Bill. MXC is on Tubi. All 4 seasons of it, I think. I was watching it this weekend, and I was sitting on cloud 9, and I was laughing my ass off.
Hell yeah.
All right, love me, love you, hate the show.
MXC.
Yeah. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
The Japanese, the precursor to Wipeout.
Yeah. It was a Japanese game show in the 80s and early 90s called, what was, somebody mentioned it. It was like, it was in the chat here. Let me find it.
Don't forget your toothbrush with
It was
Mark
called
Curry.
Takeshi's Castle.
Takashi's Castle, yeah.
Takashi's Castle.
Yeah.
And then they just overdubbed it. Oh, it's so funny.
Well, and they use like improv actors to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Takashi's Castle, though, that's like 80s.
Yeah.
That goes way back.
Right.
Yeah.
But then they
MXC is like 20 years ago.
Right. So that's why it looks so dated.
Right.
Even though it doesn't look 90s, it looks 80s, but it's really funny. Good stuff.
Guardians tonight. We'll dip out a couple minutes early. 6:05 is your pregame coverage. First pitch at 6:40 tonight on MMS. Tonight and tomorrow night. Those are your game times. And you can also listen on the iHeartRadio app. Today is the 50th anniversary of 10-cent beer night.
Hell yeah.
Cheap suds, rowdy fans, and a forfeit for Cleveland 50 years ago.
I had
See, in Chicago, we had something called Disco Demolition.
I remember that.
And-
I mean, I don't remember it because I wasn't alive,
But
but
it's in documentaries.
yeah,
and
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Steve
But
Dahl, right?
that was a DJ stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Dahl basically rode Disco Demolition for the remainder of his career, but it was a big deal at the time. But Tuesday, June 4th, 1974, 10-cent beer night. You've seen T-shirt. I think I probably have a 10-cent beer night T-shirt somewhere.
I have a 10-cent beer night poster that hangs over my bed.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So this is before. Is this what precipitated places laws changed in some states? They were like, you can't sell alcohol for any less than
Major League
X amount.
Baseball changed a lot of the rules.
Yeah.
They said, hey, you can't sell beer this cheap. You can't sell it past this many innings. You have to cut people off after a certain amount. Like, there's a lot of different things that happen because of that. Cleveland, they get rowdy.
Yeah, they put things on the map occasionally.
Between that and
Flammable
Bottlegate,
rivers
we got some pretty notable moments in sports history.
The balloons.
Where the fans were the problem.
What's Bottlegate?
That's in, I think it was 2000, 99 maybe. There was a Browns Jaguars game, and they got a call wrong, and Browns fans started going crazy and started chucking beer bottles down at refs. And that's when.
So that's when they stopped selling things in bottles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was only 20 years ago?
That was, yeah.
I don't ever remember.
25 years ago. So,
Wow.
Yeah. It was my one friend's first game that he ever went to. He was like 14 or 15 at the time.
What a great introduction to Major League sports.
Right.
The cover of the Plain Dealer the next day. Stadium beer night fans riot, ending Indians rally in forfeit.
2001. It was Bottlegate.
Again, beer wasn't even that expensive to begin with. It was 65 cents at Municipal Stadium in 1974.
Yeah, but 65 cents down to 10 cents is a huge
Oh, no,
price
absolutely.
cut.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, you know how this isn't even $1? Yeah, a dime. I'd like 10 beers, please. Here's $1. What were they thinking, by the way? I mean, I know what they were thinking.
They wanted to get people in. The Indians were really bad back then.
Oh, so they really stunk.
They really stunk. I think I was listening to something about this today. they had like 2 winning seasons since the 60s. And so, they're midway through the 70s at this point and had only had 2 winning seasons. So they were a really bad team, and they were just doing anything they could, throwing any promotion against the wall to try and get people in. And 10-cent beer night got people in. And it got the exact type of people that want 10-cent beers.
Well,
and go crazy.
And it was a maximum of 6, but that's real hard to keep track of.
Exactly.
Your friend can go get 6, then you can go get 6. Oh, boy.
But also 6 is that's a good amount of beers.
Yeah, it's a lot of beers. You could go to the stadium that night, and for the exact amount you would have paid for a first-class stamp. Stamps were also 10 cents. It was 82 degrees there that night at Municipal Stadium.
So it was a hot night,
Yeah.
hot city.
So the alcohol limit wasn't being enforced. And
They didn't have enough security. They didn't have
fans were on the dugout.
Yeah.
They got nothing. I just don't understand. I mean, it's still a Major League Baseball stadium. I don't know how, they didn't. I don't
Things
know.
were a lot different back then. That's
Yeah, clearly they were. Clearly they were. Pat Conway, who 14 years after the game would be the co-founder of Great Lakes Brewing Company, was in the bleachers for that game. A drunken girl in front of him stood, lifted her dress, and displayed a garter on her left thigh. Somebody suggested he tuck $1 in. He said, "I can't. That would be 10 beers." It began his lifelong love of beer. You know what? I'm going to start my own beer company. This is great. Milt Wilcox was the Indians pitcher that night.
and also they were playing. Whoever they were playing had talked a lot of shrimp about Cleveland, and it got them really fired. Got the fans fired up.
Okay.
So you have this 10-cent beer night promotion, and a team coming to town that was talking crap about Cleveland and the Indians. So you get everybody there being extra rowdy because they didn't like that guy.
Got everybody really riled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Fox 8 tonight, they have got a 30-minute documentary called 10 Cent Beer Night at 50. That is 11 o'clock tonight. I might watch that. Mike Hargrove said it was his first trip into Cleveland. He was playing with the Texas Rangers at the time. He would play for the Indians later on. Wasn't he the manager for the Indians? Wasn't Mike Hargrove the skipper for a minute?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said, I had never been to Cleveland, and that was my first impression, and I came away not really impressed. How could you not be impressed by that, by the way? I understand that it's bedlam, but if you come in, you're a ball player in the 70s.
Yeah.
These guys were smoking cigarettes in the dugout.
Doing lots of cocaine.
Oh, I feel like that was
LSD.
more of an 80s thing. But
no, there was plenty of guys doing it in the 70s.
Really?
too.
70s?
Yeah. The mid 70s and late 70s.
I knew he was a rookie, so
Yeah.
he was still kind of getting his feet wet or whatever. He was 24. But, man, you come to Cleveland, I would be like a 24-year-old ball player, but this is amazing.
And then we got a correction on the Bottlegate thing. What happened was they didn't call a penalty, let a play run, then went back and called the penalty from 2 previous plays. Oh,
God.
So, yeah.
That was a Browns game.
That was a Browns
Yeah.
game. Completely warranted reaction is what they said there. Which, I don't know about throwing stuff, but the anger definitely, makes sense because it was a ridiculous
It's
call.
like Flyers fans throwing
Yeah.
batteries at people. Or Eagles fans, whatever. Cleveland reliever Tom Hilgendorf was injured during the fray. There's photos of him being led away by Cleveland police. Of course, there was a streaker
Of course.
with a sock on his junk. Yeah. So by the time the Rangers came to Cleveland, everybody was all riled up.
Did they have to cancel the game on disco night, or they just
They canceled it. It was a doubleheader, and they canceled the second
They
one.
canceled the
Yeah.
second game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yup. Now, I was a kid when that happened. I just remember, when I started working for that radio station, Steve Dahl was famous for that, for disco demolition. But, that's, he's been talking about that his entire career. I was 8 years old. I had just turned 8 when that happened at Comiskey Park. I wasn't going to Sox games yet. But it was the White Sox and the Tigers. And it was a doubleheader, and they ended up canceling the, and these, they always have the PA announcer like, everyone, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody, please return to your seats. Please, everyone, return to your seats. There's nothing to see here. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, the game cannot continue until you return to your seats. Please, we'll pass out 10-cent beers if everybody will just return to their seats. Please, ladies and gentlemen, get back to your seats, please. This certainly don't want to. This is not the kind of. Certainly not the kind of behavior we expect from you. And, ma'am, please put your shirt down and your pants up. Ma'am, please. That's 10 beers right there in your garter. I love it. I love that stuff. Alan, you could say Cleveland let them know.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We let them know. And I'm letting you know I'm going to be in Madison this Saturday.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Bill brought his shoehorn to work.
Hey.
Yeah.
I always have it with me.
Yeah.
Keep it in my bag.
Where are
ready to
you,
go.
Madison?
Madison, the wagon wheel in Madison.
Okay.
This Saturday. Tickets at BillSquire.com.
I see.
And thanks to everybody that came out to Imposter Theater on Saturday. That was such a fun show. We had such a good time.
In Ohio City.
Yeah, that was then popped over to what they're calling the West 40s. They're trying to get that neighborhood going.
Really?
And yeah, that's what they're calling the Lorraine and
I thought that was
40th.
Gordon Square. Or is
Well,
that further?
no, that's Gordon Square is like
65th and
65th in Detroit. This
Okay.
is 40th through like 45th, 49th.
And Detroit or
and
Lorraine?
Lorraine.
Okay.
And they're calling it West 40s. And there's a cool new barbecue place over there. There's some good
Yeah.
stuff over there called Proof.
We got all of
Good
our
stuff.
Thanksgiving food at Ohio City Provisions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
stuff.
Yeah, we used to live at 38th.
Mm-hmm.
We lived at 38th. And,
Oh, so you're almost in the West 40s.
Oh, almost, yeah. No, we were right kitty corner from St. Pat's and the Ohio City branch of the Cleveland Public Library. How is there not a 10-cent beer night movie? Sounds like something would be perfect for Adam Sandler. So, yeah, I don't know. Set in 1974 at the Cleveland Guardians game. I got a break here. Hey, we're going to get hot celebrity goss. I think our own Mary Santora is probably, I said, you don't have to hang around there